Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Sound Mind. Sound Mind Coaching. This is with Coach Dre. I'm here. I want you to let you know right off the bat that you have a beautiful mind. Yeah, and it would be terrible to waste. Don't waste your mind. Don't waste your mind. Please let other people know that I am on. I'm on Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, ready to deliver some things that's going to help you retrain your mind. Yes, yes, yes. So excited for today. Um, good morning, Coach A. Excited. Coach A is my wife, as you can see, same last name. But we are good. We are good. I'm going to get right into this morning. I also want you to catch me on Wisdom, the Wisdom app. Um, been more working on being more consistent on that. So all this week I have been on there, and would love for you to join me. Would love for you to join me on the Wisdom app. And I'm trying to see if I can pull up my Wisdom link. And then this is how you can find me. Wisdom is almost like talking on radio. If you ever had a radio show, I love it. Sometimes it seems to be more freer. You don't have to worry about aesthetics and all that other kind of stuff, and because nobody sees you. They just hear your voice. They just hear your voice. There we go. And that is the app for the Wisdom. Man, I could have did it another way. Let me see if I copy it. I think I can do it that way. Should have done that to begin with. But today we're going to wrap up on grief. We're going to wrap up on grief today. And Then I got something really good for you tomorrow. It's going to be like a preaching, coaching type thing, if you will. Um, so yeah, I'm excited for tomorrow and what that's going to look like. So let me put this in here real quick. There we go. Good morning, my cousin, Miss Gavin. Good morning, good morning. Tell my brother I said hello. Tell him I said hello, 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 hello. Yeah, radio's fun. Radio's fun. Love radio. Podcast, anything like that, where you can just go behind a mic and you can even have your do rag on, and nobody know. It's a freer platform, if you will, But yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. And then the one thing about it too, about wisdom, is that you can have guests come on, and you can put a time limit on how long they can come on. I like that, and so they're always open to come on if you set it for them to. And then when the time run out, if it's a good dialogue, then you can just have them come on back. You let them back in again, and so you just meet a whole different audience. You get a whole different type of dialogue on a various number of things. So you even are able to follow people who have the same likes, same pretty much mindset. Some people, the verbiage may be a little rough, so that's up to you if you want to follow or unfollow. And you get notifications who's live. Like when I go live this morning, people who follow me, they get notifications that I'm live. So it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I like it a lot. All right. So what is the difference? What is the difference? We're gonna do some question and answer type things. So what is the difference between loss and grief? And just gonna summarize these things, and then we're gonna wrap this session up. So a grief is an emotional response to loss. Grief is an emotional response to loss. Okay? Because you can lose things and not have grief. But if it based on the severity of the loss, then you can experience grief. Okay? So it's an emotional response. So what does grief do to your body? What does it do to your body? So according to some experts, grief can contribute to inflammation in the body and possibly have some of these other physical manifestations that I'm about to tell you, like sleep quality or quantity changes. You're not sleeping like you used to. Your sleeping pattern becomes irregular. You just can't fall asleep. Sleep deprivation could be those things. Your appetite can change when you're grieving. Decrease in energy or feeling fatigued and exhausted. Grief, joint and back pain. Interesting. Digestive issues, muscle tension, headaches. All these are symptoms when you are experiencing grief, possible symptoms that you can have when you experience grief. Right. Wow. All these things when you're grieving. And the thing too about grief, grief can hit you when it's not necessarily a loss, but say when situations are not going smoothly. Uh, strain, some strange situations can cause you to grieve. So you have that as well. That is a possibility. especially if you begin to when we have strenuous situations and circumstances, we lose sleep. Our appetite, I don't want to eat. You may feel fatigued because mentally I'm just overwhelmed. Decrease in energy, don't want to do nothing. Stress of this grief, this strenuous situation, can cause digestive issues, muscle tension. Hey, it can do all these things. Okay. So, what are 5 types of loss that can cause grief? Number 1 is loss of a loved one or pet. And that's pretty common. When you lose a pet, you've had a pet for a long time. That pet is family. You and that pet have history. So when they die, it's like losing a family member. There's pet cemeteries. I'm talking about Stephen King type pet cemeteries, but yeah, there's pet cemeteries. We know that our pets can be like a child. I'm a dog lover. So you can go, you can be emotionally attached very easily. You know, job transitions can cause grief. It can cause a loss of daily routine, social interaction, and identity. Changing companies. Everybody don't like change. Everybody's not comfortable with change. Being promoted or demoted can cause grief. Why? Because of the uncertainty, especially being promoted. You know, we all want to be promoted because why? We all want to make more money. But the transition can cause grief because we can worry. We can worry about the unknown. We can worry, you know, you're losing one position to go to another position, which is beneficial. But it can cause you anxiety based on how you handle it, how you see it, how you prepare for it. Being terminated can cause grief. Switching fields altogether, especially if that wasn't your goal, that wasn't your plan to do so. It can cause anxiety. Not anxiety, can cause grief. Being forced to go into another field, being forced to go into another department or what have you. Moving away. Moving away can cause grief. Because it causes, it's a form of loss from your workplace, home environment. Oh, this just hit me. You might not be grieving because you're moving away, but those around you can grieve because you're no longer going to be around. The attachment of always being able to be available, and when you move away, now you're not available, can cause grief. And everybody can be happy for you and everything else, excited, but it's a loss. They may not express it, but it's a loss. Most of the time, those things can be more so like a temporary grief, not a complicated grief. But it's a loss. The stores, like the stores you frequent all the time, can be a grief because you're used to those stores. You know how it is when you go back home, when you moved away, you go back home. What you want to do? You want to hit some of the favorite places you went that you used to go to. Wow, I miss not having this. I miss not having that. Then we try to compare to see, you know, if there's a store here like it was back home, to bring some form of familiarity. Communities and social events. One thing about being back in being back home is there's always something going on. Always something. If you just have to get out and do this and do that, there's always something, even in wintertime. There's concerts, there's plays, it all depends what you want to do. This time of year, everybody goes up north, visit other places in Michigan that are extremely beautiful, if that's your thing. Ability to easily navigate from one place to the next. You're in a new place. You don't know. It's not home. Different driving language. I think that's the best way I can put it. Different driving languages, different things. Like here, if it's a one-way, you can make a left turn on red. If it's a one-way street going, like there's one particular light and section is going from south to north, and you can only turn left. But if it's a red light and it's clear, you can make a left turn on it. In Michigan, we call them Michigan. We have Michigan U-turns, because at major intersections where there's a heavy traffic, a lot of traffic, you can't make a left. So you have to drive through the light. Then there's this U-turn. Then you make the U-turn in order to go left. So yeah, we call them Michigan U-turns. Everywhere's different. So you have to learn to adjust and things like that. And this is where GPS is your best friend. GPS it until you're comfortable, until you learn your landmarks. That's why it never bothers me to move from state to state or whatever, because I use the GPS and I look for my bearings. I look for landmarkers. Then I begin to associate, and it's good. And then sometimes, I know when I was living in South Carolina, sometimes I'll start the GPS, and then once I know where it's taking me, okay, yeah, I know where I'm at, and then I turn it off. So yeah, that can be very challenging. It could be, it could just be challenging. That part, navigating from one place to the other. Breakups. Breakups include the loss of relationship and the loss of how life once was. Even if an individual chooses to break up, they are still fully entitled to experience loss over this event and will grieve this loss just as much as the partner. So if you're the one that says, look, I'm breaking up, I'm going this way and that way, you can still experience grief. It's not just the other person, you can too. Because now we're talking about readjusting life. If for whatever reason that you believe that you had to do this, hey Tangie, good morning. So any for whatever reason you believe that you had to do this, and sometimes like we want to break up, we're ready to move on, this and that. But a lot of times we don't know what comes after. We don't know what's around the corner. In a marriage, you've been married for a minute and everything, you're accustomed to this person doing that person doing this. Now you got to get readjusted again to doing things on your own. Man, I wish this person was, because they used to do this, they used to do that. So those things play factors. And there are times, believe it or not, that based on the longevity of the relationship. You may not willingly admit it, but you may miss that person from time to time. So there's still residue of that person's soul connected to you. All right, number 5, illness and injury. Loss of physical and mental ability can be a grief too. I couldn't imagine, say, for instance, being in a car accident and you knocked unconscious, right? Then you wake up in the hospital, family all around you, waiting for you to wake up, and then having to give you the bad news that they had to amputate a part of your leg. That's heavy. That's heavy. Loss of a limb, loss of things that you used to do. Now you have to relearn how to do life minus that limb. Wow. That's heavy. That's heavy. So what are the best ways to cope with grief? And really, there's no typical way to grieve or an exact timeline. As I've been stating all this week, of stages of grief, acknowledging loss has occurred is a crucial step to healing, acknowledging the loss. Now, saying that and pretty much more accepting that this is a loss in my life. I had to accept the fact that I was laid off. Can't say so much that it grieved me, I don't think. I don't know. And the reason why I say that, because prophetically it said I wasn't going to be here much longer. So there was, so it was more, wasn't upset, because I was reminded of what the word of God said when it was released to me. You're not going to be here much longer. So, and I just trusted God in the process. So there were people like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? They were more concerned than I was. What are you going to do? God got it. Got it. And the way it was done, it just opened up a whole nother, it opened up something inside of me I didn't even know was there. Now my wife gets to experience that. Power to the people. Consider the following steps to help you cope with your journey during this time. Okay. And then it can take time, so try to give yourself grace. Give yourself grace. Do you give yourself grace? You have to give yourself grace to begin what's best for me. Give yourself some grace. Stay connected. Here's another. Stay connected with a support system. Connection with others can help you heal. A support system is a crucial tool for grieving loss because it helps create feelings of safety and connection. Now, this support system can be peers, it can be spiritual advisors, it can be a therapist. But you need to have a safe place so you can release what you feel. It's critical. One thing, while you're grieving, you're going to experience emotional waves. Emotional waves, up and down, up and down. The only way out of uncomfortable feelings is through them. The only way through uncomfortable feelings is to go through them. Allow yourself to breathe deeply through them and let them wash over you and subside you. By allowing yourself to openly feel these emotions without judgment, you are able to process through the loss and more effectively get to the other side of the grieving process. Now, this can take, it can be difficult to maintain a daily routine at first, but it's helpful not to allow a lack of routine to persist for an extended period of time. Now, routine can feel comfortable and predictable, which is valuable when going through the devastating change of a loss. You want to try to take care of your basic needs and offer compassion when you can't accomplish everything you hoped. Move your body. Does that make sense? Yeah, move your body. You're grieving over a loss. Why? Because it can help you let go of built up emotional energy. It can help you release powerful, feel good chemicals that help to fight against anxiety and depression. So here are some exercises that you can do when you feel I almost said depressed. When you feel in grief, in your grief cycle, walking, dancing, lifting weights, Pilates, yoga, yard working or gardening, swimming, running. Just get some form of exercise. Move your body. And it's also going to help you not think about it. Express yourself creatively. Play and creativity are also powerful ways to ground yourself in the moment, which can be helpful. These can be helpful temporary distractions from challenging thoughts and feelings after a loss. Pretty much you can probably look at it as just stay busy. Stay busy. Because it keeps yourself occupied. Be present. What does that mean? Try to routinely check in at a frequency that feels appropriate and authentic for your relationship. Consider choosing periods in your day where you'll most likely be undistracted and able to be present for your loved one. So don't get so wrapped up into yourself and the loss and everything else that you forget about the other people around you. And just for a moment of time, just extend yourself to other people. Even if you're not discussing the loss, emotional presence may feel like a true gift to someone who's in grief. Another thing to help you cope with the loss is engage in reflective listening. That means to listen without attempts to fix feelings. Reflective listening refers to a technique that encourages the listener to seek to understand the speaker and simply repeat back what the speaker just said, sometimes with gentle curiosity. Reflective listening. Avoid judgments. Showing up for loved ones can mean accepting them for where they are at the moment. Try to offer compassion and give them space to grieve, no matter how long it may take. Now, when we talk about judgment, I'm gonna give you some phrases. A couple of phrases here. Stay strong. Okay. A lot of times we do this. We mention how much time has passed. as if by however long it is, they should be over it by now. It's not so. Based on your friends and stuff like that, and they seem, say, if you've been through a whole bunch of hell in a relationship, and they'd be like, "Girl, move on." Mm, uh-uh. No, that's a judgment statement. That's a judgmental statement. Let me see. Do I have time? Do I have time to do this one? I think so. I really want to. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do this. I want to just cover this one section here. What are the effects of grief to the brain? I think that's what I want to do. So I'm gonna cover this briefly, but I think we should really understand, and this is going to help us understand, because you may not be grieving right now, you may not have experienced a loss, but you may know other people, hear about other people. We always have, people we grew up with that's passed, and we know their family members, things like that. And so to grab an understanding, to grasp an understanding of what they could be going through, this is what happens. Grief can make you feel forgetful, spacey, and unable to express your thoughts. And most of them, these are just temporarily when these things happen. So losing a loved one is a natural and universal life event. Okay, we cannot avoid that. But that does not make it any easier. The death of those close to us is one of the greatest stressors any human can face. I believe we can all agree to that. Grief impacts us emotionally and physically. The intensity of this loss can lead to a symptom known as grief brain. And when this happens, you may find yourself having trouble sleeping, concentrating, and remembering simple things. Grief can rewire our brain in a way that worsens memory, cognitive thinking, and concentration. You may feel spacey, forgetful, or unable to make good decisions. It might always, in this too, we've constantly said this, that it might also be difficult to speak or express yourself. So we have to be able to have the compassion. When people say, "Well, how are you doing?" They don't know. They're not going to be able to articulate it. They're experiencing grief brain. Can't get their thoughts together. They're experiencing denial. And a lot of things I talked about yesterday, denial could be angry. It could be a whole lot of things they don't know, because this thing is just like boom, it hits them. Acute grief refers to the symptoms of a person experiencing during the first 6 months after losing a loved one. And these are usually the most intense. So your days may be involved in a mixture of yawning and sadness, along with constant thoughts, memories, and images of that loved one. That is so common. When my brother Terry passed, floods, when the person leaves, have you noticed you get floods of memories? Then you're going back looking at pictures. Constant thoughts of words they used to say, your conversations you have to say, when you spent time together. The smallest task can feel overwhelming. can be exhausting. In a typical grieving process, these symptoms tend to decrease over time, but you'll notice sharper thoughts and clearer memories are coming back. It's like the fog is lifting. And everyone is different. And for some, grief lasts a little longer. If symptoms last longer than 12 months, you can be diagnosed with prolonged grief disorder if you're grieving longer than a year. The longer that intense symptoms last, the greater the chance of developing longer-term changes in your brain and your body. Grief can also affect your immune system, your heart, and your brain. It reminds me when my classmate Ricky, we were 34. I was 34 at the time. We were the same age group together, and found out that he passed. Unbelievable. We're 34 years old. And we believe that his mom died from a broken heart, grieving. Loss of your son. So yeah, I'm gonna stop there. I'm gonna be done with this here. So let's just be mindful um, of others that we try to comfort, we try to check on. Uh, they don't want to answer the phone. They don't want to respond back because they're not there. It's not where they're at. That's why it's good for someone else to be there to buffer the calls and the text messages. And your whole life is, in an instant, is turned upside down. It's turned upside down. Especially marriages or say those that are very close to their parents. I mean, like close, do everything together, this, that, and everything else. That can be very devastating. If you have those type of relations where you do everything together and just take trip, all that stuff. So, the more intense the relationship is, it can have a very profound effect. It may take a year. You have to experience the holidays, those first holidays. I'm blessed that, my mother and father are still here, so don't know what's that like. For me personally, Christmas is where it was. Christmas was a huge family gathering, but my kids are grown with their own kids and own families now, so those dynamics have changed. But experiencing not having my grandmother there for the first Christmas, things like that. First Mother's Day without your mother, Father's Day without your father, a sibling. This would have been their birthday. Things like that. And not just the first year, could be several years. So yeah, that's what what I had. So was led to talk about this week was grief. Don't ask me why. I went with what I felt in my spirit to do, which was good. It was good for me. It was good for me, not knowing. So maybe the Holy Spirit knew what I needed in regards to my brother who passed a couple of months ago. But yeah, a solemn teaching this week. But tomorrow I got something good for Free Me Fridays. Maybe a little extended tomorrow, but I got something that's good. It's going to carry you into the weekend. So I want you to make sure that you tune in tomorrow morning for Free Me Fridays. Hey, Mary, how you doing? Thank you for watching. Everybody. Thank you for watching. Tangi, of course, my wife, Coach A. Check her out today, 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock today. Check out Coach A. She is a divorce and relationship coach. So definitely check her out. I'm looking for something so I can post all my little information. I know what I'm going to do to make this easier too. I do know. Thank you. All right, let me do this real quick, y'all. In the meantime, while I'm looking for this so I can post it, today is Thursday. Oh wow, Thursday. Sunday. Join us if you're in the Mount Clemens area. Come to the church. Come visit the Gatekeepers Ministry. We're at 91 Welch Street in Mount Clemens, Michigan, on the corner of Welch and Gallops. We are in person and live online, 3 p.m. Come and experience God for yourself. Okay? Come and experience God for yourself. It is amazing. And so as we're almost in our 2 months of launching of God's ministry, and we are excited about what God has done, we're also looking for other avenues so that we can move our time up almost to a normal time, but we're looking at 12, 1 o'clock. My wife keeps saying 1. But anyway, yeah, we're doing that. So if you know of a place that we can occupy for God's people, that nobody's using it on a Sunday where we can come in and use it, we would be greatly appreciative on that. Yes, we would. So let me post this, y'all, and I'm out your hair. And then Mondays join Coach A and myself. We tag team together. And we bring a message of hope every Monday at 7:30. You can also I do have a YouTube channel, which is live right now. It is Sound Mind Coaching. Just hit the link. And you will be able to also watch us on YouTube. Everybody's not on Facebook. So I want to make that available to you guys. And hopefully soon it'll be nothing but YouTube. That's my desire, for it to be nothing but YouTube. There's a lot of information here. Oh my God. All this is not going to post, I know. So what I'm gonna do, let me see how much we'll post. Okay, there it is. It's all there. So Sound Mind Coaching, Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. Don't forget to like and share. Like me on Facebook at Sound Mind Coaching. I do have my own page there. Subscribe on our YouTube channel, Sound Mind Coaching. Follow me on Instagram at Coach AD Forward. I don't do much on Instagram. I don't really feel that. Used to once upon a time. What else? Contact us. And when I say us, contact the ministry. You can contact me. You can contact my wife, Coach A, at the number right that you see, 586-300-2541. 2541. Okay. Option 1 is the ministry. Option 2 is me. Option 3 is my wife, Coach Angela. Okay. Got all in there. If you want to reach me by email, is coachfullwood@gmail.com. Visit the website, soundmindcoaching.net. Stay up to date with the latest workshops. Follow me on Eventbrite, Sound Mind Coaching. And MMC is what you see on the bottom of the screen is a master mindset coach. I'm a certified master mindset coach to help you retrain your mind. Once again, midday moments, Tuesday through Thursday at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. Just go to her page, Angela Harris Fullwood. Like I said, you can contact her. She's option number 3. Her email is Angela Lipscomb, LIPSCOMB1 @gmail.com. I'm reading what's already posted. If you want to sow, it's our Cash App, $Fullwood 18. We are the 18. Okay, and I already mentioned we come on 7:30 every Monday night, and we bring a message of hope. You are healed, you're optimistic, you're persistent, and you are expectant. Okay, so we do have a YouTube channel for that. Is just put in the search box Andre and Angela 18, and it'll pop right up. You'll be the first one to see that. Okay, and talked about the church. Amen. We're excited. We are excited. We're excited. The Lord has blessed us with a musician now. He's adding to the ministry, and so we're just excited. And then one more thing I got to talk about: the gathering. The gathering. You probably I thought this was just a coaching and Yes, but I'm everything wrapped in one. So the gathering is coming. It's coming. As a matter of fact, it's here. July 6th through the 9th. We're going to be at the Holiday Express Inn and Suite, 15 Mile Road, right before you get to Van Dyke. It's in the same parking lot of MJR movie theater, those of you that are around this area. But we want you to come out. We want you to come out. There's a registration of $65. Then we got teaching on Friday, Saturday. We got a dress to the nines gala fellowship on Saturday night. Conclusion on Sunday. 2 services on Sunday. Woo! It's going to be some work, but it's going to be glorious. It is going to be glorious. So we're excited. We got people flying in from all over the country. Can't wait for them to get here. And if like, hey, this sounds good, but those dates I'm going to be out of town. If you want to sponsor someone, you just want to sow a donation, okay? You can do it right here. I'm going to send you some information. Matter of fact, I got it right here. Let me do this. Let me edit this for 1 second here. Do that so it don't scroll. Save, post. Boom, it's right there. So the Cash App is $GK Ministry. We got a PayPal, paypal.me/Andre Gatekeeper, or Zelle. You want to do it by Zelle? This 864-359-6114. Okay, we need your help. We need your help. A lot of those that are coming have hit some financial strains, and we don't want this to be a stressful, not event, any stressful move of God. Okay, any type of resistance lets us know that we're on the right track, that Satan does not want us to do this. I switch hats now. I went from coach to preacher. So yes, let me leave that there. So if it's there and you want to, you're led. I want you to be led. I want you to ask the Holy Spirit. It's no games, no gimmicks, no opinions, just Jesus. Okay, we're exactly 2 weeks from today. 2 weeks from today, we're gathering. We're gathering together. What does it mean by gather? It's a gathering of God's people united together for a few days with expectations for God to be God amongst us. I want everyone to have a tangible experience with God. That's why one of the slogans is come and experience God for yourself. All right. Okay, if you have any questions, you know how to contact me. I am out of here. I want you to know one thing. You have a beautiful mind, and it would be terrible to waste. Don't waste it. Don't waste your mind. Don't stay stuck. This is just who I am. This is just my life. It's been this way. No, you need to contact me ASAP. Okay? Because you are missing a whole lot on life based upon that perspective. All right? So with that, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Free Me Fridays. It'll be uplifting tomorrow. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.